call this meeting to order, please?
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on December 9, 2022. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper, posted on public bulletin boards and the township website.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Here.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Here.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Here.
Councilwoman Crate.
Here.
Councilman Minikino.
Here.
Vice President Zapsik.
Here.
President DeYoung.
Here.
Thank you.
Everybody please rise for a salute to the flag, followed by a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I ask the clerk to accept and file the reports, please.
Yes?
Thank you. I ask for a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the December 27th, 2022 and January 3rd, 2023.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Thank you. Do we vote on that? No.
Yes, please.
Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontorero.
Abstain as to 1227, yes to January.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Crate.
Yes.
Councilman Minikino.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'd now like to invite Mayor Ducey to the front for a presentation to Chief Riccio.
All right, tonight, bittersweet night, but a great night. Of course, it's a week early. It's only January 24th, but we will be losing our police chief next Tuesday. January 31st is Chief Riccio's last day. So it's a great day for Chief Riccio and his entire family, of course, but a hard day for all of us here at Brick Township, all the residents that you have helped keep safe for over 36 years, but obviously all the last years as chief, leading the best police department in the entire state and the entire country. So I do have a proclamation. That's the least we can do for you. But I also definitely want to honor you and thank you for all your hard work as chief. You really made my time as mayor a lot easier. Having a police chief that we can communicate with and work with and does such an awesome job leading all the men and women of Brick Township makes my life easier, keeping our town safe and our residents safe every single day, and we don't have any conflicts between administration and ourselves, but also more important than that is the job that gets done on the street every single day. And because of your leadership, we have the best of the best, as they say in the Asbury Park Press, but the best in the USA, as the rest of the country knows that we are tops here in Brick Township. James Riccio was raised in Bayonne, New Jersey, where his grandfather was a member of the Bayonne Police Department and his father was a battalion chief with the Bayonne Fire Department. After moving to Brick Township as a teenager, James Riccio followed in their footsteps by becoming a volunteer firefighter with the Bretton Woods Fire Company, and in August 1986, a member of the Brick Township Police Department. Over the past 36 years, James Riccio has had a distinguished career during which he has served in virtually every role in the Brick Township Police Department, as well as several significant assignments, including the Ocean County Narcotics Strike Force, the Drug Enforcement Unit, and the FBI Task Force investigating official corruption. Chief Riccio's professionalism, expertise, and dedication to being the best law enforcement professional he could be helped him climb the ranks to the position of Deputy Chief in May of 2011, and ultimately led to his being appointed the Brick Township's 3rd Police Chief in December 2015. Chief Riccio has most ably led the Brick Township Police Department over the past 7 years and has spearheaded several initiatives aimed at making our community safer, including the innovative Blue Hope program, the creation of dedicated patrol districts, the creation of the Neighborhood Watch program, and efforts to keep our schools safe and our school children safe. Chief Riccio also provided exceptional leadership as the department navigated the challenging COVID-19 pandemic and other high-profile crimes throughout the time. After more than 36 years with the Brick Township Police Department, including the last 7 as Chief of Police, James Riccio is retiring on January 31st, 2023, which will allow him to spend more time with his wife, Joy, their children, Nicole, Joseph, Melissa, and Amber, Nicole's husband, Scott, Joseph's wife, Tony Ann, and their beloved grandchildren, Savannah, Colton, Aubrey, Gianna, Adeline, Kane, and Francesca. Now, therefore, I, John G. Ducey, the Mayor of the Township of Brick and the County of Ocean and the State of New Jersey, in honor of your more than 36 years of exemplary service to the Brick Township Police Department and the citizens of our community, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, January 31st, 2023, to be Chief James Riccio Day, and I ask all citizens of Brick Township in joining me in thanking Chief Riccio for his service and wishing him the best for a long, healthy, happy retirement. We also present Chief Riccio with the key to the Township of Brick. Feel free to use it anytime you wish.
Thank you very much. It is very bittersweet. And Mr. Mayor, I'd like to thank you, Ms. Berg, and all members of the council. As the mayor said, I began my career with the Brick Township Police Department in 1986 in what was a relatively young department when policing was, to say the least, very different. Over the years, I watched the department grow and evolve into an amazing department that is today, which is filled with some of the most dedicated and professional officers law enforcement has to offer. Over my many years spent in law enforcement, I witnessed many tragedies. I've seen people in their worst times and their best. As difficult as a career in law enforcement can be, it could also be very rewarding when it is you or your partner who is able to save a life or help someone in need. My career-long dream was fulfilled in 2015 when I was promoted to the rank of chief and given the honor of leading what I consider to be one of the greatest groups of men and women in law enforcement. The support that I received from these dedicated men and women allowed for us to move the department forward, maintaining our tradition of professionalism and the dedication to our pledge to keep our citizens safe and secure. For their support and respect, I am truly grateful and will never forget it. During my career, I've also made many friendships with members of our department who continue to serve, and friendships with members who have come and gone. And of course, friendships with fellow brothers and sisters in law enforcement who serve in other departments and agencies. I have no regrets, but only great memories of having had the opportunity to serve in what is a very noble profession. Actually, maybe I have one regret. The department gave me an Android phone that I've been using, and my wife talked me into getting an Apple. I can't figure the damn thing out, so I've been messing with it for the last 48 hours. But in closing, I would like to thank all my officers for all that you do. I would like to thank our community who support what we do. I would also like to thank many friends who are here tonight, but most of all, I would like to thank my wife and children who have always been there to support me. And of course, I would like to thank Mayor Ducey, Ms. Bergen, and the council for your many years of support and for having given me the opportunity to serve as chief for our great department. I've said it many times before over the years, if you ever heard me speak. This mayor and this council does everything in their power to support our cause and what we do, and they honestly do care about this community. I've served under a number of mayors, quite a few council people in my time, and what I can tell you is the support and the work that we do together was amazing, and the community should be proud of this mayor and this council and for all they did for our department to help keep the community safe. So again, I want to thank you very much. I know the department will be in good hands, and I look forward to see what you guys do in the future. And again, all of you, All my officers, thank you so very much for a great career. Thank you.
Oh, you're a little red.
We'll be moving on to the consent agenda. We'll let the room clear out a little bit.
I don't know.
Oh, the family. That's up to you guys. That's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. We can do it at the big party. All right, Madam Clerk, whenever you're ready.
I'm sorry. All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Resolution 4-1,
Authorized bid mobile ice cream truck.
Councilwoman Crate.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for an ice cream truck vendor at Windward Beach Park, Traders Cove Marina, and various township parks year-round. Last year, the successful bidder paid $2,800 to the township to provide this service. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-2,
Authorized bid Summerfest food truck vendors.
Councilman Minikino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bid from vendors to provide food and refreshments during the 4 Summerfest concerts and an annual car show with the options for green fair, craft and yard sales, and night out against crime. Last year, the award was made to 8 vendors in a total amount of $10,984.50. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-3,
Authorized bid beer and wine garden concessions.
Councilman Minikino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes receipt of bids from vendors who currently have the appropriate ABC license to provide beer and wine concessions during the 4 Summerfest concerts and Fall Fest in 2023. Last year, the township received $7,000 for the 1-year contract. Thank you.
Resolution 4-4,
Authorized bid fireworks exhibitions.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution is awesome and authorizes the receipt of bids for aerial fireworks at the Summerfest Concert Series and Fall Fest. Last year, the township scheduled a total of 5 fireworks exhibitions. The total cost of the township was $24,800. The vendor was Schaefer Fireworks of Bronx, PA.
Resolution 4-5,
Authorized rebid purchase and delivery of various doors.
Councilwoman Zapsik.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the rebid for the purchase and delivery of various doors throughout the township. The bid is for doors used throughout the township for in-house construction projects. These materials will be needed on various projects during the year, including renovation of the future senior center on Aurora Place and construction of a new special operations garage to be constructed at the rear of the town hall property. Bids were received on January 5th, 2023, with no response. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-6.
Authorize bid roadway improvements to Seaview Village.
Mayor.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for roadway improvements to Seaview Village. The roads that are scheduled for the mill and overlay are Mariner Avenue as well as Seaview Avenue. Thanks.
Thank you. Resolution 4-7.
Authorize bid roadway improvements to Laurelhurst Phase 3.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for roadway improvements to Laurelhurst Phase 3. Roads scheduled for improvements in this contract include Harmony Lane, Bonnie Court, Ellen Drive, Cottage Place, Waldron Road, Tanglewood Road, Fieldcrest Lane, Glen Ridge Court, Orchard Court, Wayside Drive, and Green Hill Drive.
Resolution 4-8.
Authorize closeout change order number 2, roadway improvements to Woodland Valley Phase 3.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Thank you, Madam President. This resolution authorizes change order number 2 and contract closeout with Z Brothers Concrete Contractors for the roadway improvements to Woodland Valley Phase 3. This change order represents an increase in the amount of $10,703.04 as a result of the final as-built quantities. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-9.
Authorize award of contract Summerfest Concert Management LaGuardia and Associates.
Councilwoman Crete.
Thank you. This is the one you want to get your calendars out for so you can mark them. This resolution authorizes the award of contract to LaGuardia Associates Cedar Grove in the amount of $33,000 for entertainment and production services for the 2023 Summerfest Concert Series, which includes on June 29th, we're getting a little early start, Super Trans Am, who will also provide free music during our fireworks that evening, because that'll technically be our 4th of July show. On July 6th, we have Garden State Radio. On July 13th, we have the Amish Outlaws. And on July 20th, we have Jesse's Girls. So we look forward to seeing everyone out there this summer. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-10.
Authorize sale of surplus personal property, solar and Class 1 renewable energy certificates.
This resolution authorizes the sale of surplus property via auction, specifically the 48 solar renewable energy credits generated from the rooftop solar panels at Town Hall and 6 Class 1 renewable energy certifications from the wind turbine at Drum Point Sports Complex. The township will utilize the services of Flood Exchange to administer the auction when the market price peaks. Resolution 4-11.
Authorize submission of application and acceptance, Safe and Secure Communities Grant.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Thank you again, Madam President. This resolution authorizes the submission of a grant in the amount of $32,400 under the Safe and Secure Communities Program. The grant funds will be utilized to fund officers who will be assigned to patrol duties, burglary details, narcotics, and gang activities. Thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 4-12.
Authorize Police Department to participate in the Defense Logistics Agency 1033 program.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the Brick Township Police Department to participate in the Defense Logistics Agency Law Enforcement Support Office 1033 program, which allows the township to make use of excess Departments of Defense personal property. The equipment provided through the program is at no cost to the township. However, the township is responsible for the costs associated with delivery, maintenance, fueling, and upkeep on the property, and for specializing training on the operations of any acquired properties. Thank you.
Resolution 4-13.
Authorize placement of tax liens for property cleanups.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the placement of tax liens for property cleanups on the following locations: Block 902.06, Lot 5, in the amount of $1,801.54, and Block 30, Lot 117, in the amount of $202.51.
Thank you. Resolution 414.
Authorize return of deposit liquor license bid to BRX NJ License LLC.
This resolution authorizes the return of a deposit in the amount of $57,500 to BRXNJ License LLC as part of their bid for a retail distribution license. Resolution 415.
415A is a cash performance bond release for Scallywags for Block 91, Lot 1, Planning Board Case Number 2781, in the amount of $17,420.95. B is an inspection fund release for Deb Associates LLC for Block 130, Lot 16, in the amount of $913.56. C is an inspection fund release for All Out Services LLC, doing business as All Out Parking Lots, for Block 868, Lot 1401, in the amount of $725.38.
Thank you. 416. Tax collector, Mrs. Burke.
16A, 100% DAV widow of veteran cancel and refund taxes at Block 792, Lot 20. 16B, 100% DAV widow of veteran cancel taxes for Block 43.05, Lot 15. 16C, 100% DAV widow of veteran cancel and refund taxes at Block 856, Lot 24. 16D, 100% DAV widow of disabled veteran cancel and refund taxes for Block 1210.12, Lot 23. 16E, 100% widow of veteran and cancel and refund taxes at Block 1192.02, Lot 109. 16F, senior citizen deductions and refunds for the year 2022. 16G is to cancel 2022 tax balances and credits of $10 or under. 16H, veteran widow of veteran deductions and refunds for 2022. And 16I is a redemption of a tax sale certificate at Block 756, Lot 1.
I open to council for any questions. Close council. Open to public for any questions on the resolutions only. Yes? Ms. Call?
Nan Call, 18 Greenbrier Boulevard. And I know it's a waste of breath, as some people have told me, to say this, but I'm going to continue to say it at every meeting until somebody recognizes what their job responsibilities are and points out to me where in writing it is such. I know that the Township Council with an E says that it is sufficient to put the block and lot. However, I think if we were to get the conscience of the New Jersey Senate, Loretta Weinberg, who authored the bills on open records and open meetings, would have a point to contradict that. She says we, the people, we're in charge, should have everything we need to know as to how you came to the decisions you did. We get nothing. We don't have a caucus meeting, that's the first thing. And we don't talk in terms of blocks and lots. We talk in terms of addresses, and I don't know where in Brick, New Jersey, there is not a street number, and in fact that brings up another thing, but a street number and the name of the street, and that's what you should be telling us, not a block and lot. That's a subterfuge. You mentioned about how much last year was on certain items, and I'm not sure how that plays into things like 4, 1, 2, 3, even many of them. Did you have people that bid on these things? Who were they?
That's just to bid on all of those vendors, the ice cream truck, the Summerfest food vendors, the beer and wine, all the vendors that we had.
That you had last year?
Yes.
And you're having them again? Is that what I'm supposed?
No, we're going out to bid. That's what the bid is for.
Oh.
That's what we said in our explanation.
Well, apparently it wasn't very clear, as a certain person says on my television constantly. I really do not see what your purpose is in holding this meeting, because you don't give us the information you should.
Anybody else from public? Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Couldn't we get a motion in a second?
Motion, sorry. Motion and a second.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontarero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Crate.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to 417, computer belt bill resolution.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid, and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Computer bill resolution in the amount of $24,131,365.54.
Thank you. Can I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council. Close council. Open to public on the computer bill resolution only. Close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontarero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Crate.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to resolution 418, bill resolution manual 2023.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid, and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $5,308,855.98.
May I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Open to council for comments or questions. Close council. Open to public for questions only on the manual bill resolution. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pontarero.
Yes.
Councilman Ambrosino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Crate.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Vice President Zapsik.
Yes.
President DeYoung.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now we are at public comment.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Anybody from public? Come on, Mr. Sluka.
Good evening. John Sluka, 950 Sylvia Court. My letter on January 20th, I guess. Dear Mayor Ducey, Council President Heather DeYoung, and all councilmen, councilwomen, as well as all the residents of Brick and Ocean County. It does seem impossible to force the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners to do the right thing and mitigate some of the ill effects they have brought about to our residents by the destruction of the environment near and on the Garden State Parkway with just words. It may take legal action, or at least continued pressure, persistence, and a true belief by many. The ingrained bureaucracy that is in the government will do nothing without being pushed and prodded into action, but even then, the dirty money is overriding. The citizens of Brick and Ocean County continue to be harmed by the toxins, the noise, and the various dangers surrounding the Garden State Parkway. The New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners have harmed all of our lives in various ways and will continue to do so as long as we only make meager attempts to force them to correct the problem. A large wall around Evergreen Woods condos area is needed, and is needed in other areas of Brick as well, which will prevent the toxins impacting the residents, school children, and the workers. In areas such as Brick High, Primrose Garden, Sutton Village, Lanes Mill School, Greenbrier, Town Hall, Birchwood Park, are all being hurt by physically and mentally on a daily basis. Residents and workers in these areas are impacted by the toxins forced upon them by the traffic of the Garden State Parkway. The noise from the Garden State Parkway hinders learning and destroys the lives of people throughout the day. It is well past time that all our representatives help the children avoid asthma. It is time to act and help the pregnant mom not have an autistic child. It is time representatives of the people help the workers and residents of Brick, not develop COPD. Elected officials need to stand up to the bureaucrats and help the seniors of Brick not die from various lung and mouth cancers, heart and lung illnesses, and strokes. As mentioned many times, some taxpayer-paid employees would rather not face the truth, but the toxins flowing off major highways, including the Garden State Parkway, are harming the health of everyone, and it's happening daily. Many studies have been brought about before this council and the administration. Studies, articles, and reports detailing the problems associated with high traffic areas are part of the public record. It is long past time when government officials should have acted to honestly represent the people of the community against the evils of the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners. But it is never too late to step up and do the right thing for the citizens. A high wall up to 20 feet plus high and thick planting of brush and trees are needed on the Garden State Parkway adjacent to Evergreen Woods, Brick High School, Primrose Garden, Sutton Village, Lanes Mill School, Greenbrier Town Hall, Birchwood Park, and other places in Brick and Ocean County in order to correct the damage caused by the illegal actions of the New Jersey Turnpike Authority Commissioners. These commissioners are killing our seniors, harming our children, and hurting the development of babies yet to be born and mothers to be. Elected officials and non-elected representatives of the people need to seek the truth and act for the people. Stand up, speak out, and act with forethought at every council meeting and every public engagement. Also, I don't know if anybody noticed, about a week ago, one of the towns in Monmouth County is suing the state. Can be done, obviously, because of the horrible justice policy they set up, which is causing criminal actions. So this sort of proves we can sue the state for bad policy in the criminal justice area, woke policy they might have, and the killing of people through expanded toxins from the Garden State Parkway. Thanks for your time, and I yield back 55 seconds.
Thank you. Anybody else from public? Yes? Ms. Call?
Again, it's Nan Call, 18 Greenbrier Boulevard. Really what I'm going to say in my 5 minutes that's allotted. At this time, it's probably 7:20, not 25, 7:45 possibly. And you have gone through 16 resolutions, the special events under item number 3, the bill resolutions. It's not entirely understandable how. When did you all come to the agreement that all these things are going to be passed? You're supposed to debate or argue. The word argue doesn't mean that you have an argument. It means you debate it. One person puts forward a thought and another person puts forward a slightly different thought on the subject. You have failed to do that time and time and time again. To be able to do a consent agenda, you're supposed to have done these things before, that you know that we're all going to vote in the same way. But you really should wait until you hear what the people say before you vote like that. It's absolutely a shame. I read something about cannabis and some rules and regulations, and it really upset me, not that I haven't known it for a long time, that it said townships, municipalities, will be allowed, of course, or can put in their own regulations. We are not in a unified state even, much less the United States of America, when 526 towns can have different rules and regulations. I'm right on the edge of Lakewood, Howell, and Brick, where we are. And that means that if I step over the line, and nobody knows exactly where the line is, I could be held to a different standard. there should be something that is unified about what happens in our state. Of course, we have a governor who came only a few years before me from a town in Massachusetts. My 4 grandparents were born in the same county in Ireland. But one of them came to the town that the current governor is from. And it was because his sister had gone before him, which is another thing. Before you start talking, anybody on any level, about immigration and what should be done, you should go back to the time in the early 1900s that my 4 grandparents came here. They had to have somebody speak for them, sponsor them, and prove that they will be self-sufficient and able to earn a living. They all had jobs before they landed in Massachusetts, and I'm not sure they landed on Ellis Island as much as they did come on a boat that went there. But I found out over the years, because I listened to people, that not everybody had to actually go through the examinations at Ellis Island. If their family could pay for their passage, they got to get in without going through Ellis Island and the examinations. If people had the money, and there is a bank still I believe in New York called the Emigrant Savings Bank. My people, I'm of Irish heritage, and that bank was started by Irish immigrants so they could safely put their money in there, and when the next person in their family, they had enough to bring them on over, they would be able to know that the funds will be there and secure. These again are things that, because I take pride in learning the history of my country, the history of my heritage, the history of my faith, and of my family. But here in Brick, you don't even learn the history of Brick. And as long as I have 5 seconds, there's nothing safe and secure in this township, particularly our roadways.
Anybody else from public? You're always last, so.
Want to get out of here before 8 o'clock, my goodness. I just wanted to respond to a comment made at the end of the last meeting. The problem is not the raises we gave to our employees, it is that we need to pay more out of Social Security. This is a catch-22 because the increase in Social Security is what you use to justify the large pay raises. The problem is not the amount Social Security is paying out, but what is going into Social Security. If nothing changes, Social Security will not be able to meet its full commitment by 2034. What happens then? I haven't a clue. Right now, people are paying into Social Security at a rate of 12.4%, up to an earned income of $160,200. 94% of the workers in the United States make less than that, so they pay Social Security for the full year. Right now, they are looking at developing a consumer price index for the elderly, which is different than the consumer price index that they use now, which is for urban wage earners and clerical workers. Congress would need to have to pass this. It's not going to just happen. 6% pay raise on $30,000 is equal to $1,800 bucks. A 6% pay raise on $100,000 is equal to $6,000. A new phrase that you will be hearing a lot of in the future: equity, not equitable. Social Security got a little bit of a break, and it's a horrible break. Over 1 million people died from COVID. Most of them are senior citizens. So that 2034 number might not even hold up. Any questions? Okay, just a comment and an observation. The construction that's going on, the bridge at the Duck Pond, is that what it's called, Duck Pond? It's working out well, thank you. They seem to be able to keep the traffic flowing in both directions most of the time, which is pretty good, and that's the way I commute all the time. So, it's an attaboy, Mayor. What, me? Is it? Well, it's still in brick, so they're doing it, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to council comments. Mrs. Bergen.
I have one thing to say. I just wanted to, on behalf of our retired and current employees, thanks to Chief Riccio for his many years of partnership, support, and commitment. His love for Brick Township shows whether he's in uniform, at home on weekends, or responding to fire calls. His devotion to the men and women of the Brick Township Police Department has been a hallmark of his leadership. I speak for all the employees when I say I feel truly blessed to have worked with Chief Riccio, and Brick Township is enormously fortunate to have had him as our chief. I wish many blessings to the chief, enjoying for many years of great memories ahead, and I'm sure that he trusts us to continue with his legacy. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor?
Thank you. Just want to give an update on 2 out of our 3 newest committees here in town. The first one is TNR. I don't have much involvement with that, but it's going very successful. I know Councilman Albanese is on that committee, and it's very active and has turnouts for meetings and things like that. The second committee is the EV committee, which started. That committee is moving along now. It has we've received grant money for charging stations in town, as well as grant money for 2 electric vehicles, and we've received those vehicles, and they're currently over at our DPW getting their logos on them. And so what we decided to do, the police didn't want to be the test pilots for electric vehicles in town for obvious reasons. They want to know they can get to where they're going without any problems. So we have them for park security. So our park security vehicles will be the electric vehicles out there. So this way there's a lot of community involvement. Obviously people see them in our parks and driving to and from parks, and we get to test them out, and not as a needed thing such as DPW trucks for garbage or recycling, or police vehicles. It's still an important position, but it's not something where you're going to be in dire and dangerous need of moving the vehicle quickly, either to pick up garbage or to save a life, whichever. So that's a very successful committee, and it's obviously it's all volunteers, and Council President DeYoung is there for the EV committee as well, and as well as our citizens and a couple of different employees. And then the third committee is our Brick Open Space Savers, or the BOSS committee, and that has been successful so far. We did have votes in 2022 for properties to send letters out to see if there was interest. First of all, the main goal of the entire committee unanimously is the Bretton Woods property, which is the Diocese of Trenton property or Visitation Church property, although Visitation has nothing to do with it. Diocese and D.R. Horton are really the people. So we're still trying to acquire that, and we'll continue our efforts in trying to acquire that property. And so that's number one. But in the meantime, obviously, we wanted to look at smaller properties and try to acquire them. We have not been successful on 14 or 16 Brower. We haven't received any response from the owners at all to letters sent from myself, just inquiring, saying we're interested in acquiring it for open space. Do you have any interest in selling it? Didn't hear anything back at all. Hopefully we will. If anybody knows the owners, obviously maybe they just threw away the letter. They thought it was maybe one of those tax bill letters or something, and just threw it away. So if you knew anybody, if you know the owners 14 and 16, if you want to reach out to them as well and let them have them contact us. We also haven't been successful on 305 Princeton Avenue. That's kind of down across from the Windward Windward Tavern, right across on the other side of Princeton. So if anybody knows the owners, maybe you could reach out to them. That I'm trying to contact them. So those are the 3 that we're unsuccessful on, but the one we have been successful on is 20 Brower Lane. We've been successful, and that's going to be open space forever. So that's an awesome job. and they are, the committee, I don't vote on the properties. I do go to all the meetings, the monthly meetings, and provide information, as well as, one of our township employees, and a number, there's probably 20 or so residents that are on this committee. So the next round of voting, they're going on now, so that we'll move on. And, we're still interested in 1416 Broward and 305 Princeton. We're going to send out a whole nother round of letters based upon their votes and whichever properties that are out there that we were considering, whichever ones have the most votes. So those are three of our new committees, although T&R did exist in the past, but it came back in its reincarnate phase. And just giving an update on all those committees. Thank you.
I just wanted to say a word about Chief Riccio, if I could. I've also worked with him for many years, and for me, he has qualities that you don't always find in a chief. He's a tough and effective chief. He's been very professional, and he also is just a very decent and genuine person. And it's tough sometimes to balance those two things and bring them together in a job like police chief. And he did it, and I have to say, from my perspective, it's been great to work with him, and it's been great to see a town like Brick with him to preside over it. So I just want to give my personal thanks to him for tonight.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
I would also like to congratulate Chief Riccio on his retirement.
Thank you. Ms. Murphy.
Yes, I'd like to wish him all the best.
Thank you. Councilman Albanese.
I wish him the best in his retirement.
Councilwoman Pontoriero.
Words aren't enough to express my gratitude to Chief Riccio for all the work that he has done throughout the past 7 years. I know that we have several reporters in the room, and I would beseech any of you to talk to Chief Riccio about all of the programs that he either was solely responsible for or inspired enough people to make the programs happen. And I will tell you that I don't think that the public has enough information about how hard one of our people has worked for over 30 years and brought with him the ability to inspire others to want to not only fulfill a job function, but to lead in the right direction. So I wish all the best to Chief Riccio and thank his wife Joy and his family for sharing him with us for the past years. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. I would also like to thank Chief Riccio, first and foremost, for his leadership and for the mark that he leaves on the Brick Police Department. I'd also like to thank all of the men and women of the Brick Police Department for the job that all of them do in keeping our community safe. I'd also just like to remind everybody watching at home or here in the audience that community and the sense of community is established on the bedrock of security and feeling safe, which our police accomplish. But it's also, and a lot of what we've done here on the Town Council, about enhancing our sense of community through events like Summerfest and Fall Fest. And so it's great to be able to bring those businesses before the Town Council and ensure that we can all come together in the summertime as well to celebrate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilwoman Creek.
Thank you. I would also like to obviously congratulate the chief on his retirement and just state what an honor it was to have the opportunity to work with him over the last 7 years. I didn't know a lot about policing before I started this job, and I don't think a lot of people actually do. And to have him lead the way for our community and for our police department has been really something to watch and a lot to learn from us. And it was a pleasure working with him and being able to help him create the police department that we now have. And to be able to continue that work is really going to be wonderful. So again, congratulations to the chief, and I hope he enjoys his retirement with his family. He has a large one and they're really adorable.
Councilman Minikino.
Thank you. Again, just want to say congratulations to the chief on his retirement, and be safe. Thank you.
Council Vice President Zapsik.
Thank you, Council President. So I'd offer my heartfelt congratulations to Chief Riccio and wish him well in his retirement. I'm going to miss him dearly. When the mayor and council restarted BMAC in 2015, we were at the height of the opioid epidemic, charged with addressing a public health and human crisis with a whopping $40,000 worth of grant funding. Chief Riccio's predecessor, Chief Berquist, was instrumental in helping us amass the data to write the grant, but then handed the mantle over to Chief Riccio. That's really when things, the relationship and the collaboration between BMAC and the police department really went to the next level. When Chief Riccio restarted the community policing division and the dedicated policing districts in town and put officers actually on the street and on bicycles in some of our highest need districts, and then partnered with BMAC on a number of programs. The mayor mentioned in his proclamation the Neighborhood Watch program, but it goes so far beyond that. In terms of Neighborhood Watch, Chief Riccio made sure that there was at least one active Neighborhood Watch group that continues to grow to this day in each one of those dedicated policing districts. The prescription medication drop box, the permanent drop box that's here in Town Hall over by the police department, where we collect anywhere between 1,400 to 1,600 pounds of unused medications that might be diverted otherwise, that are coming out of people's medicine cabinets and being safely disposed of in the proper way. Youth prevention coalitions. There's a youth prevention coalition in each of our 2 middle schools and each of our 2 high schools, and those groups are tasked with peer-to-peer prevention education, elevating the climate and culture in the school districts, and students helping to make sure that their other students are making, that their fellow students are making good decisions. Our Maple Leaf Mentoring Program, again, a positive program for youth in a very high-need community. The Sticker Shock, and that's where those same youth go out with adult supervision in the liquor stores, and they tag the items that youth are typically attracted to, cheap beer, wine, sweet drinks, wine coolers, etc., with messages that alert them that they're going to be checked for ID, or if it's a parent buying, that it's illegal to provide alcohol to minors. And then, of course, the responsible beverage server training. We passed an ordinance to mandate that for all alcohol servers in Brick Township, but there are 3 police officers and 1 township employee who are trained as trainers in that program so that we can offer it free of charge to our licensed establishments. The training for those were paid for in partnership with the DART Coalition, but the same officers that are going out to the liquor stores and bars and restaurants doing the compliance checks are also there to say, hey, you've got 5 people that need to be trained, how can we schedule this for you? We were able, through the partnership between BMAC and the police department, we're able to leverage that $40,000 into thousands more of services and programs to help keep our residents here in Brick safe. And I credit Chief Riccio for having the vision to see that and making it all happen. So as I said, he's been an absolute pleasure to work with on every count, and I will dearly, dearly miss him, but I wish him well in his retirement. Thank you.
Thank you. I, of course, have a couple senior events coming up. On Wednesday, February 8th, is our Valentine's Day Bingo, and on Monday, February 13th, is a food demonstration, luncheon, and a lecture by a cardiologist. So I'm assuming it is heart-healthy meals. And I also want to congratulate and thank the chief for all of his years of service. Like everybody said up here, he's pretty much everything you want in a chief. He is a strong leader, and he is a good-hearted person. And I just wish him all the best in his retirement, and I hope he gets to spend a ton of time with his family. Thank you. And our next scheduled caucus public meeting is on February 14th, where you're read at 7 p.m. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.